Good morning, everybody. We're back south, and we are working on these drills here yet again. It's a beautiful April 11th. It's supposed to get up to, I believe it's supposed to get to 17 degrees today, and then on the weekend it's supposed to get to 20 degrees, so we're pretty stoked about that. We're trying to finalize these drills. They're treating seed over there, which we're going to start that probably tomorrow morning, our share of it. And we are here with Airgaurd, and we are putting on some snorkels, and I call them air dryers. We can ask for the proper definition of it, but we're installing these on both these carts, both my carts. This is the 13, the 950, and we're going to add, so this here particular snorkel we put on last year, if you're wondering. And all it is just a snorkel. But this time we're going to put snorkels on both fans, on both carts, and we're going to stick an air dryer on, I call it an air dryer, but on the fertilizer fan. So this is on the seed run. This is the fertilizer fan right here for the mid-row banders. And then we're going to stick an air dryer, which is this like radiator thingamajigger, on this cart and on that cart. So in recap, both carts will have full snorkel and snorkel on the seed only, and air dryer on the fert on both carts. This is giving us direction. Russ, do you mind if I record you? Do you mind if I record you, sir?
Absolutely, I don't mind.
So I was just trying to tell the peeps here what we're doing. I told them we're doing snorkel kits and air dryer. Are you talking smack over there, Donovan? So I was just telling them that we were putting these snorkel kits on and this air dryer. I call it an air dryer. What do you guys? Do you have a technical name for it?
The term is an Airgaurd blockage prevention system kit.
Okay.
Radiator, dryer, cooler, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. So then that's going on the mid-row banders, and that's basically just gonna help keep the moisture from blocking up our fert towers. That's the goal of it.
The goal is to pull what heat is in our hydraulic oil.
Yeah. So we're using the heat of the hydraulic oil to warm the air.
Correct.
Hopefully that will bring down the moisture.
When we raise air temperature 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, the scientific equation behind it is if I do that, then I can drop humidity by half, if not more.
Because I don't know if you guys remember, but last year I was seeding in some maybe not adverse, it was a little, it wasn't the most awesome conditions. It was foggy, okay, just call it, it was foggy. And I plugged up my mid-row towers. And if you're unfamiliar with the mid-row towers, I'll just give you a quick little refresher course. So these are the mid-row towers. The one with the hose out of it, we're still working on these. We're actually putting on a new Airgaurd system, so that's the reason why. These are our mid-row banders, which apply the majority of our nitrogen and sulfur, okay? And then we have, which goes down with the seed, FOS, okay? Your starter FOS. If you're putting on more than what you can, then you run some more FOS out the banders. So basically you have one bander for two shanks, because there's 84 shanks, 12-inch space, 84 feet, and then you got half that for your 42 mid-row banders, okay? That's just how this drill is set up. There's different ways you can do it, but that's the point of the matter, is to hopefully not plug this up. I'm gonna see if I can't put a picture in here from last spring. Hopefully I can remember to insert the picture right now, and I'll show you where it was all plugged up, okay? So our goal is to try to prevent, I'm not saying that you can go out and seed in fog and rain with this. I'm just trying to, it's up north, it's a lot higher humidity when you're seeding, unlike down south typically, because, well, it doesn't rain, and it's gonna rain this year, guys. It's gonna rain this year.
Oh, that's the clam.
So we're doing both carts at the same time.
I like it.
What we got to do here, we had to put on a new bracket because we got to put this radiator, you know, for our hydraulics right here. So we actually got to move this fan over. We're going to mount it right here, and then hopefully we can run the other snorkel kit out here, and we're going to double them up, okay? So stay tuned. All right, a little update here. So we moved this fan over. That's the bracket that it was on. We had to move these hoses over a little bit. We're gonna have to rerun these lines. So that's the spacing. And if you're wondering what's going to go on there, let's go over here and take a look at this other drill. We're working on both at the same time here. We had to move this fan because this particular drill actually has the brake assembly here, brake pump. And I think they put these on the front of the hitches on the newer models. This is a 2015, 2016 and up. They put them up on the front of the hitch, so they're not here. Anyway, we were able to work around it. And this is kind of what it's going to look like. So again, the oil, we're just putting some T's in here. We're going to put some T's in and run it through here. It's just going to be a loop, I do believe. And by having this on here, it's also going to cool our oil. And it's going to draw, with this fan, it's going to draw warm air. Because obviously hydraulic oil is hot. And then we're going to put a snorkel on here. So that's the update so far. And now it's like 6:30, guys. And I've been over here helping treat seed. And I'm like, you know what, we should wander over and see how the guys have been working on the air drills, because you can tell there's air drill parts all over the place. So let's continue on wandering over here and see how Russ and Donovan have been making out putting this Airgaurd kit on. They got it darn near be done. Hello, I'm good. Is that tractor dead again?
I think so.
For whatever reason, I think we got a bad battery in this thing, because pretty much since day one we've had to boost this thing to get it going. At first we thought we just hooked up some cables wrong or something, or something was on in the cab and it was draining it down, but we didn't. Nothing's actually wired to the battery. It's all wired to the cutoff. Nothing is on in the cab, and yet it's dead all the time right away. The alternator seems to be boosting, so yeah, that's that. So if we can get the tractor going, we'll do a prime test, I assume. I call it a prime. Wet test? You call it a wet test?
Call it a wet test. There might be oil involved.
How's it going, Russ? So a lot has changed here since the last time I did a video clip of, oh, got the tractor going. Such a classic case thing. Do you mind walking us through here what we've done? Or do you want to do a wet test, prime test, or whatever you have done over there? Whatever works for you guys.
Whatever Dan wants to. If you can start that thing up, then
yeah,
we'll just run the fans. That's fine. That can run on its own. Why don't we
sure,
just explain?
he's coming back. So maybe walk us through,
Sure.
because I actually have no idea.
Okay.
Obviously, we got a
let's,
lot of hoses. This is busy. Looks busy.
Yes, it looks busy. So what we have done,
Because last time I did a video clip, oil cooler was in here.
Correct.
And obviously we don't have the snorkel kit on yet. We're not fully done.
So as you look in from this side,
Yeah.
you're seeing our
Right
radiator.
there. Yeah, I see the
So
radiator.
there's the radiator.
Yeah.
So that's on fan number 2.
Yeah, which is the FERT fan,
FERT
mid-row
fan,
banders.
Fan number 1, no radiator.
Yeah, just snorkel.
So just a
Yeah.
snorkel.
Okay.
So we mounted these in a little bit different position than
Yep.
the other unit that you had last year, Mike, and then our hoses are going to come out the back. So what we've done here is we've included a radiator. Our fancy name is a blockage prevention system kit, including a bypass. So if in the middle of the day I don't have any humidity that I want to knock
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
I can turn my valve off and I can shut.
So then
the
it completely
flow to the radiator.
bypasses this.
Completely bypasses.
It's like it wasn't even on.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So that's what the extra hoses all look like, or what that all makes up. So when I'm engaged like that, we are taking from the return side of the fan motor, plumbing it through my hydraulic block and into my radiator, and then back to tractor through the series of hoses.
So this means going through the cooler.
Going through the cooler. Correct.
This means bypassing like it was never on. I might tag that somehow so I
Yep.
remember that,
Get
because
to
I'm
label it.
going to
always.
label that for sure.
Yep. And
Then I assume when you do that, you don't just go like pop.
correct. Don't ever do that.
Don't ever. It should probably be more like
Do slowly. Slowly is better.
even slower than that. Or?
Slowly is better.
Slower. Okay,
Especially
it's just
when,
like
when I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to go slow.
Okay.
And I mean, it can handle all the abuse we have. This
Yeah.
radiator is rated for 2,400 pounds of pressure.
Okay.
Only through the return side, however, is going through there. So I have a pressure gauge on this side, and it reads It's going to read, in this scenario for a Burgo, Mike, it's going to be probably about 550 PSI.
That's
when
where
the
it should be
oil's
running?
warm. Typically,
Okay.
yes.
So if I fired this thing up in the morning and the oil's cold,
Yes.
it's gonna wrap around.
It's going to go to 750 or 800 PSI because that's where my relief valve's here.
Okay.
That's where we're bypassing. When
Okay.
I get a pressure that's beyond
Okay.
that normal operating pressure, these two relief valves are preset. One set to 750 PSI.
So what happens if it goes over? It just
850.
blows out right there.
It won't. If the pressure goes over the 850,
Yeah.
it's bypassing oil through the K-string.
Oh, so it's going back through this K-strain.
Yep.
Okay, that
So
makes
we're
sense.
tied into the K-string and everything, and we are feeding from the back of our hydraulic block. We're feeding the fan motor. So
Okay.
if a spike senses it from the top of the tractor,
Yep.
or the tractor's feeding the top of my block, we're able to sense the spike more rapidly.
Okay.
Then these two valves essentially shut off,
Okay.
and while these two relief valves or pressure valves stop.
Basically, what you're saying is it's pretty much mic-proof. Kind
It
of.
is-
Almost.
My goal, Mike, is to have this on your system, 1 and 2,
Okay.
and not even know that it's there.
Okay.
Yet I'm seeding in fog, I'm seeding in mist.
That's what I was
and
seeding. Now, you probably don't recommend seeding in fog and seeding in mist. It's still going to probably build up, but this would be better than if I didn't have it.
The hotter my oil is, the
Yeah.
longer I can probably seed in those extreme conditions. I've
Yeah.
had customers tell me there's 2-3 hours of seeding in rain,
Okay.
misting rain.
Well, that's better than my half hour to an hour last year, and I plugged up.
So let's the goal, depending on the chemical reaction of your fertilizer,
Yep.
that will change how the scaling effect happens internally. But I always deal with humidity. Probably about 4 to 5 a.m. my temperature drops, my humidity
Okay.
goes up.
Okay.
10 o'clock at night, same thing.
Yeah.
Temperature goes down and humidity goes up.
Okay.
So that's when this is most effective.
Okay.
So
So if
now,
it was 30 degrees, hot seeding, you could bypass. If you
if you want,
would there be a benefit to bypassing? Am I gonna maybe get a longer life out of something, or
No.
not really? Not really.
The reason for bypassing is with this system, I have customers like yourself that want to put this on to knock humidity down.
Yeah.
A good portion of our customers also
Yeah.
want a cool hydraulic oil.
Oh, right.
I'm always getting 2 for 1.
Right. 'cause
So
you
even
cool
in the
the
heat
oil.
of the day, I can still have it go through my rad and I'm
So cool in the
cooling
oil. So why would you bypass?
If I'm happy with my temperature of my oil, my tractor's operating
Okay.
as it should, and I'm not dealing with humidity.
Yeah, then
I
you
don't-
bypass.
Then I bypass it.
What about the warm up?
The warm up.
Would you use the bypass for the warm the oil
You
up in the
definitely
morning?
can. You can run the fan as you normally would. When your oil is warm, then do that slow engage.
Yeah.
And you can turn
So
the
if
fans
this
down.
was early morning, say it's 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and we come out here, start the tractor up,
We're in
crack that
position.
thing on bypass, right?
That's on bypass.
Click
Yep.
click both my fans on,
Yep.
and then just let it run
20
till
minutes.
20 minutes until my tractor's warmed up, and then come back out here, and then just slowly close this thing down.
Correct. You're gonna see
And then-
start to activate. It's gonna
Yeah,
rise.
I'll
pressure.
hear it obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's going to be 100% okay.
Then I
if
go
you
see.
if you take 20 minutes to warm up
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
if you take 45 minutes to warm up things, the warmer that oil is, the better it is for the whole system.
Okay, because cold oil hits the pressure, and that's when can be harder on
it's
things.
sluggish. So it's just
yeah.
harder to
Yeah.
push cold, sluggish
Yeah.
oil,
Yeah, it makes
high
sense.
viscosity through tiny orifices.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So
Okay.
the more we get rid of the viscosity, our oil flows more smoothly,
Okay.
and makes everything operate that much better.
Okay. So now on this drill, can we talk about this drill?
Absolutely. I'll give you guys your wrenches back.
Yeah. Well, we try and plant them, and sometimes we lose them down cracks of fields. I don't want to talk about it, but I remember already talking to the peeps here that I already had this fan on a 45, but then when I come back from feed and seed, it's back on a 90. So
Yeah.
why did we move it back from a 45? Just out of curiosity's sake.
Because of the challenge we had with this snorkel faceplate hitting this rear
Right, because this one has the hitch. That one does not have the hitch.
the
Right,
rear
okay.
hitch, and whether we have a custom fabricated hitch or a factory rear hitch,
Yeah.
the rear hitch can always be a problem. So
Okay.
we were able to do it fine and get away with it with
Yeah.
the 45 on
Yeah.
your fan number 1.
Yeah.
With fan 2, we couldn't get away with that same setup, so
Okay.
we had to change the angle of the fan on the axle, and now we just have a little bit more of a jog in the flexos. You come to this side, you'll see there's a little bit more of a turn to get to the plenum.
Gonna make my air dizzy.
That's gonna make it swirl.
It's gonna plant my wheat upside down.
That's right. Just, as long as it only spins here, then it doesn't
that's
spin
true,
at all
that's true,
throughout
that's
the rest
true.
of the system. So no, it works 100% okay. This
Okay.
one we didn't get the
Yeah, I don't see a valve.
right. We didn't put a bypass on this one. That was just the proper parts didn't come in the kit.
Okay,
So eventually
okay.
we'll get you that
Okay.
and install that without any
So
problems.
it's fully operational without the bypass.
Correct.
It's just it will always be going through the cooler.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we had up until spring of 2024,
Yeah.
we did not have a bypass.
Oh, so the bypass is new just this year.
Correct.
Okay.
So we ran these V2 kits like this for a year and a half already,
Okay.
without any problems, and with huge success. Really, I mean, we were able to, by turning our radiator 90 degrees as compared
Yeah.
to that one.
Yeah.
We actually are able to access our plumbing that much easier as well.
That makes sense.
And now we'll have a flexos, 8-inch flexos coming
Yeah.
from below the hitch, and one from above the hitch.
And then it's
And
gonna,
then we go up to the top.
and they're all gonna be kind of,
And they'll all be mounted up
Mounted
there
up
all
there.
together. So this way we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about. We
Yeah.
have a snorkel mount tower. So we had that last year.
Yeah.
Just adding another snorkel to that,
Yeah.
another lid up top, and then we added one to the handrail
right.
because it just makes it free and clear, so that I don't have to worry about striking my head on anything as I go up the staircase.
Yeah, because sometimes I come up the stairs maybe a little bit too fast, and this has almost got me once coming up like this,
Yeah.
but you'll only ever do it once,
And then you learn.
and then you learn. Or the worst is if you're coming down and you want to, kick your feet up and slide. Again, you're only gonna ever do it one time.
That's right. Yep. You're with the install today, Mike. Your steel won on my head a few times already, so I got a few bumps and bruises with this install.
Oh man, well that's how we like to roll around
No
here.
flesh wounds.
No flesh
Just a few
wounds.
bumps and
No,
bruises.
just a few bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to trying this puppy out. Hopefully
Looking
hopefully
forward
we
to
actually get some moisture in the air and some rain and stuff, so we actually get to try it out this year.
bring on the timely rains.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but you definitely got a big wad of grease right on the top of your cap.
There we go.
Why do you tell stuff like that? You're supposed to figure it out.
Did you put that on there, Donovan?
Yeah.
That sounds like something that you would do. This is what I got to work with all the time. Okay, well, I appreciate you coming out, Russ, and giving us a hand here installing this, and
You're most welcome.
we look forward to.
Try the system.
Do we want to try the system?
Absolutely. But
Yeah,
I
well.
want to give you your grease back down.
Oh man. Well, thanks, Russ.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, Mike.
All right.
Good luck this spring.
Thank you. You'll be out sometime?
Oh, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, shoot some footage.
Awesome. Okay, they're going to wet test it. Basically, they're just got to bleed it. They got to get the air out of the system because you don't want air in any system. I actually have to run back to the seed treater because that is kind of my job here for this afternoon. So thanks for following us around, guys. I will catch you on the flipper. And yeah, I'll probably do a video, some seed and why we do it and all that fun stuff. So catch you later. Adios, amigos.